I just laugh at my life. I laugh at my life in the best of ways. Hi, guys. Oh my God, I'm so excited for today. I cannot even tell you. I'm so excited because this is like my jam. I've loved this challenge. It was very unexpected. I'm going to move this back over here, light and bright, all the light. Hi, Kristen. Girl, I'm so glad you're here. Kristen is, and I really want to honor each and every one of you guys, and those of you that are streaming it on YouTube, and well, those of you streaming on YouTube, because we just really kept it to YouTube and Zoom. Amy, guys, say who you are, say where you're from. We've got London, we've got New York. Is Sarah here from Germany? We had so many people. I know it's always interesting when we do a component of Facebook, Massachusetts. Girl, it's so good to be with you guys. And so please put any questions, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to dive in. So first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Julie. It's so good to be here with you guys. Thank you so much I'm just in awe of all of you. Can you believe we've done this for 30 days? And I'd love to hear if you want to share in the chat what brought you to the challenge. What was it that you were really wanting? And I loved the surveys that you guys completed because everyone was here for something different. And it wasn't, it was everything from optimizing health to wanting more energy, to wanting confidence, to wanting to start a business, to wanting to lose weight, to wanting to just feel better, to come back to themselves. What was that one goal that you chose for yourself? I just love the way you speak on topics. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. And guys, yesterday was so fun, by the way, learning how to dress for your body and how to own confidence. And so I want to make sure that I am speaking into the other topics that you guys want, because obviously going live for 30 days, we've touched on a lot, and I also know we talked about everything from we've talked about a lot. So what are we doing here today? Because I know your time is precious. It's a Sunday in the summer. And so I really want to welcome you. I wanted to say I'm so excited that you're here. And I just want you guys to take a moment. Let's find home in ourselves and just close your eyes and just breathe deep into your heart for a minute. And just place your hands on your heart. And let's just take a deep breath in and really give thanks. A big part of what we were doing with the Next Level You Challenge, right? It's coming home to ourselves, coming home to your truth, your power. That's your next level. And I created this space as a gift for you, especially before leaving for Italy, because I really want to pour into you. I want to answer your questions. I want to offer you the opportunity for where do we go, right? What do we do next? Especially those of you that are just like, I've been craving this support, this structure, this accountability, and really remind you of your limitless self. Because I think it's really easy to get away from that. And that's one of the reasons why I started a group called Limitless, because I saw that, man, there was a lot of efforting and a lot of working hard and a lot of living into who I was told to be, instead of really asking myself, but who do I want to be? And who do I know I am? And why am I looking for somebody else outside of me to validate it or give me permission or tell me that I can have it? So placing your hand on your heart, eyes closed for an inward experience. Just repeat after me. I am here for me. I am here for me. And say it with a smile and feel it. I just got chills. I am open to receive. And I'm ready to become her now. The her, she's me. I don't need to actually change anything. I just need to claim it. I don't need to wait to lose weight. I don't need to have more money. I don't need to have a certain strategy. I don't need a person by myself. I just get to claim it and say, of course, it's meant for me. Of course I'm meant for an amazing life. I'm meant to feel good. So repeat again out loud so your angels, your guides, and your subconscious can hear it. I am here for me. Feel it. I am here for me. I am open to receive. I am a queen. I am the gift. Just my energy, my essence, my presence is enough. I am ready. Universe, God, source, energy, I am ready. I'm ready now. I am ready now. I am her now. I don't need to try. I just get to be me. The easiest thing, be me, and just breathe that in. And exhale out. And put that smile on your face, just like the Buddha. Guys, we can't have bad feelings when we're smiling. I made a client do it the other day. All through our session, she had to sit like this. I go, you're dropping it. And she's like, okay. And she's like, it's true. It really works. And I was like, yeah, I know. So how did that feel? Just even connecting just for a minute. Do you guys see? It does not have to be, you do not have to go to like an ashram and like sit for 10 hours each morning. You just have to connect with some love and pour into yourself. How did that feel for you guys? Put that in a chat. Crying. Yeah. Right? Because it's like, And did anybody feel it, just a release? Like, yes, I can just let go a little bit. All right. Yes, a release. Yes. So when we feel a release, so guys, we're just energetic beings. When we feel a release, it's because our soul's saying, you're listening, right? Your soul's going, this is what we need. Yes, I just need more love. So what would happen if you just committed to waking up each morning and just connecting like that, just for 2 minutes? And you said, I love me. I'm open to receive the miracles that you have for me. And I love you. And I'm her now. And I don't need to try. I just get to be myself and I get to follow what feels good. I don't need to try. This does not need to be so hard, right? And I'll get into I got into a whole podcast. I was on a great podcast on Friday that I'll share with you guys. And we were talking about like GLP-1s. And I was like, I think people are pissed because all the people that have tried for so long to feel good and have restricted and dieted are like, I don't want to get into a GLP-1 thing. I think there's reasons for all the things, but let's just talk about peptides, which are fantastic. And I think there's this whole thing with like women, like we just tried so hard for so long. And I think some are kind of like, can it be that easy? Should that be allowed? That's cheating, And anyway, it was a fascinating conversation. I'll share the podcast with you. I'm really excited. I can't share who it's with yet. We're reading on something. I don't know. I had to wait on something because I was their guest. I think they'll be sharing it. It's got to do something with a launch or something that they're doing. But anyway, let's get back into this. So let's get into the framework because you're here for a reason. And I really want to teach the Next Level Woman framework. So I want to teach you something powerful that has changed everything for me and for the women that I coach. And it's what's really called the Next Level Woman framework. That's why I love the term next level. And it's like, what is that next level of you? It's really how we collapse time. People often talk about, you'll hear things like, I was manifesting and I quantum leaped. And how do you quantum leap? And how do you collapse time? And what is that? And it's like, well, metaphysically, we can get into all the things there. There's no time in this. But next level, the framework that I'm going to teach you today is actually how to bring in bring in massive change quite quickly. And this is what will make your desires inevitable. So there's 3 shifts that I want to review with you. The very first, and if you guys have been with me, I'm about simple. I don't want things that are overcomplicated, and I'm about, let's go back to the most tried and true things that we know that work. And so number 1, it's deciding. If I told you the number of times, me with myself, or at this point, I've coached hundreds privately. We've had thousands go through our programs. Just the power of deciding. So most women hope or wish. Are you guys hearing that? Like, what is going on? It's like thunderbolts. Most women hope or wish. Limitless women, next level women, they decide. This is, I know it sounds so simple and you may have heard it, but really ask yourself, did I actually fully decide? Did I go all in? Have I decided that this is who I'm choosing to be, that this is me now? That now I prioritize myself, I prioritize my health, everything in life is now happy and easy for me. I've decided. I refuse to go and do things a different way. See, I find so many women, they don't. They go someday, well, hopefully, maybe, if I could just possibly, it seems like it should, right? And then they kind of ask, and you can tell because their voice becomes like a little girl. I often use the story about when I first started I teach high maintenance ordering, being a high maintenance woman. I always thought it was bad. Growing up with brothers and in a male dominated family, it was like, just like, don't have too much to say. And a high maintenance woman is a woman in her worth. I always thought like high maintenance meant that like, I was like, oh, I must have money, or I must be like snooty or snobby. And it's like, no, a high maintenance woman is, I know who I am and I know what I deserve. And I know the gift of being in my presence and my energy. And I'm very clear on that, right? It's like when I would be dating and I would have clients or even friends and they're like, well, do I pay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, do you know what went into the effort to have you get there, and the outfit that you wore, the makeup, the getting your nails done, you invested in you. Just he gets to be in your energy, or he or she, whoever you're going out with. I was like, but they asked you out. It's a gift that you're giving them your time. What do you mean? Are you paying? So, and I say that, and you might look at me like I sound like a whatever, but there is an energy there. It's not like I expect you to blah, 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 but just look at your worth and look at the way that you carry yourself. So instead of hoping or wishing, have you decided? Have you decided that this is the version of you, or are you waiting to backslide? Have you decided that the version of you that came into the next level you challenge and is sitting here right now with me today, right? I wish we were in person. Those of you that want to come to my in-person retreat, let me know. It's for my Reinvention women, but if you want to join Reinvention, we have 4 spots and you can come join us live in September. Most women hope or wish. And so the limitless woman decides. So I want you to ask yourself right now, share in the chat, where have you not really decided? What does deciding mean? Deciding means I'm all in. Deciding is an energy. Deciding is I am fully locked and loaded, all in, committed, and I'm not going back because I've decided. I want you to think right now, you've got 2 things that I'm going to ask you to do. 1, put in the comment chat, have you fully decided that you're done with struggling? Have you decided and claimed, it's a claiming energy, that you are no longer going to be single, that you are now, or that you're no longer going to struggle with your weight, or that you are now choosing this is your healthy girl era? Have you decided? Because when we decide, we take plan B off the table. When we decide, we are all in and we are committed. When we decide, we have drawn an energetic line that says, I'm leaving the past in the past. I have decided that I am all in on where I'm going. And that means even if I wake up in a question, I bring myself right to that decision. Do you guys feel the potency in that and the power? So when we're looking at the next level woman, the Limitless Woman, the 3-step framework to shift powerfully, to collapse time, to quantum leap to that identity. Do you guys feel the difference in deciding versus I decided, so see this, I decided, and then it starts going in that direction, then you go, ooh, I don't know, do I want that? That kind of scares me. Now you're telling the universe, I don't know, I'm not sure. So now you're gonna get a mixed bag. And then what women do is go, well, I think it's a sign. I don't know, I'm still waiting for a sign. You're the sign. You are the one creating your life. Trust me, God will intervene and redirect you to where he wants you to go. And it will be so much better, but you've got to start going the direction. So we want to stop waiting. I had a client the other day that goes, Melissa, I really realized like I'm waiting for life to tell me, but I have to tell me. And I was like, yes, that's right. Yes. Yes. What are you waiting for? If you keep waiting, you're going to be doing what you did that brought you to me in the first place, which is your life wasn't changing because you were waiting for it to change. You decide. So choose who you are being and what you're calling in, no matter what your reality looks like. That is very important. So share in the chat right now, have you 100% decided? Or are you still in the, I hope, I wish, somebody tell me, is somebody going to notice me and discover me? Or are you doing that, but I don't know what I want, which is really just saying, universe, continue to give me feelings of stuck and stagnation and continue to keep me in a spiral of feeling stuck and not knowing. And then you're actually acting in the energy of stuckness because you're not actually doing anything. So not deciding is deciding. You're deciding to stay where you are, right? So there's another important piece to this. As you're sitting there and you might be going, okay, is deciding really that big a deal? Melissa, yes, it's everything. It's everything. Because it means I'm deciding, I'm claiming, I have clarity and I'm choosing this and I will not stay where I am. And so the biggest key piece, not only, but do you see guys, in everything that I teach, there's a nuance to it. So one, and so Angela, if you're saying you don't know what you want, you have to start saying to yourself, you're programming your mind at all times. You have to actually go through. I did this in my Sacred Success program. I took them through a meditation. I'm going to tell you what to do. You're actually going to sit each day and you are going to sit in meditation and repeat inwardly to your mind, I know what I want and I know who I am. I know what I want and I know who I am and I know where I'm going. And sit and declare it. And that's your prayer. That's your ask. And what you can also do when you're calling in your guides and angels or whatever you believe in is you can sit for 7 days first. For those of you saying, but I don't know what I want, you're going to sit every day for 7 days in a minimum of 10 minutes in meditation, saying to yourself, remind me of who I am and why I'm here. Reset me back to why my soul came here, to my destiny. Reset me back to my set point. Keep it really simple though. For 7 days, there's a reason why it's 7 days. For 7 days, you could keep it at 7 minutes, 10, ideally it's 10 minutes. You're gonna sit and the only thing you're gonna do is breathe in and breathe out. Remind me of why I'm here. Why am I here? Bring me the clarity. Why am I here? What is it I'm being called to? Show me my next step. For the next 7 days, then you are going to sit for 10 minutes and you are going to meditate and you're going to say, I know who I am and I know what I want. You will be blown away. I taught this in my Sacred Success program, which is about supporting women in claiming their spirituality and becoming more intuitive and connecting in with their soul and their destiny and how to actually work with their guides and their angels and Akashic records and all the things. At the end of that, the women that came in, they said that that was the most powerful thing that they ever did. And that they sat in awe with tears because they were reminded of why they were there and what they heard back. And have a journal because you will get guidance and it is powerful. Now that's that. If you want to go deeper with that, put Sacred Success. We can send you a link to that program. If you want to do more of all of this, come to Limitless. That's what we do. And that's where I can actually guide you and be with you. they choose, okay, so the other piece to deciding, and I'm going to speed this up here because we have a lot to do, is no matter what their reality looks like, I cannot say this enough. If you are allowing your 3D reality to pull you out when you are heading to your next level, you're not going to get there. Because your 3D reality is nothing more than a mirror image of your past consciousness from 6 months to even a year ago, is what you're seeing in front of you today. Your mirror, your 3D reality is very much like the weight on the scale. You want to do that every day, you're never going to get to where you want to be. You have to instead focus on the feeling, the bold action steps, and to what you're seeing in your imagination. So I want to ask you, and share in the chat and in the comments, what are you deciding today? You know you can't come to anything with me, especially when I'm doing a masterclass where on your next level woman, where I'm not going to have you walk away with clear action steps. What are you deciding today? Share in the chat, put in the comments. Let's get into this. Okay, this is really important. Everybody share. If you're not sharing, then where are you? Deciding to be myself more. So prime example, and I'm going to say this, guys, get out of ambiguity. Ambiguity is never going to get you there. I want definitives. You've been with me for 30 days. You know this is what I do. Those of you that are in Limitless Academy that are here, you guys know I'm going to bust your booties here. If you were men, I'd say bust your balls. We don't have balls. We have beautiful little vaginas. Am I serious right now? Little vaginas? What? I think yesterday I said lady parts. And I was like, can we tell I went to all girls private Catholic school? I'll never forget this sidebar. I went, and when I was living in New York City, I did the School of Womanly Arts with Regina Thompson. Amazing woman. Amazing. She's done an entire movement. And I'll never forget, and this was the first time I was like, wow, I went to Catholic school for a very long time. And she said, how many of you, and she went through all the ways in which we refer to our vaginas. And she's like, what are the different names that everybody has here? And I was in like a live class in New York City. I think there were like 275 of us. It was fascinating. It was like hoo-ha, my lady part, my private parts, my Susan, like how many moms had their daughters create and I was sitting there, and basically the point of this was she was showing how disassociated we are from feeling comfortable talking about our vagina. It was fascinating to me. And I was like, oh my God, it's so true. I don't even think around my mom. I think we just kind of say down there. It was one of those times where you just kind of realize that you're like, oh my God, there's so much shame and guilt in the world of the feminine that we can't even talk about our private parts without having to create a name around it or something. It was just fascinating. I digress. I have so many stories. I should just sit and record myself. My friend the other day was like, can we just put a camera on you because you're hysterical. This is making me laugh. Okay. So I want more definitives. Guys, you can't just say, I want to be more myself. I don't know what that means. Are you going to start speaking up? Are you going to, right? So 5 minutes ago, I decided I have money. That's great, Amy. How much money? So money needs a number. You could tell, don't get out of ambiguity, guys. Again, those of you that were in Limitless, when we did our whole month around money, you guys saw, we did an entire challenge. We have all these modules. I went in and I was like, this is not specific. Money needs specifics. It needs an exact dollar amount that you need. It needs to know where it's going. Okay. So let's get as specific as possible. $1 billion. That's great. Amy, I like where you're going, girl. I like it. And now let's also, so we've got $1 billion. And do you actually believe $1 billion? If you do, kudos to you. I freaking love it. And if you don't, then what is the next number? So again, guys, even $1 billion. So for instance, for the longest time, before I was a millionaire, right? It was, I want to be a millionaire, but I didn't actually, I would just say it because I was like, right? That should just be my goal to get my business to $1 million. I needed a number. What actually was the revenue that I was bringing in? Where did I want this money to come from? How much? And where was it going to go? And not until I was very specific down to the cent was the money able to flow to me, because I was using these esoteric, disconnected emotionally. I just want to be a millionaire. And I like, it didn't even like, right? Like, and then I was like, money needs a purpose, needs to know where it's going. What are you going to do with the money? I love that idea. Play with a billion, right? What would you do if 100 million, like one of, in my mastermind, like one of the girls was like, if I had 100 million, how would that change like what we were doing? We were playing with that game. And that's great. It gets your imagination going. But then we want to bring it back to, if you really want more money and you want to increase your wealth, then put numbers around it. How much money? Where do you want it to go? Does it need to come in? Like really look at all of that. I decided to allow myself to feel my emotions and stop pushing them away. Girl, I just want to jump through and hug you. I'm so freaking proud of you. Beautiful. I feel so distracted. I will set aside 10-minute blocks throughout the day. Once in the morning isn't working. Okay, so that's beautiful, Angela. So what I want you to do, you're going to have your blocks. Do you see how I'm like literally hot seat coaching in real time? Okay, so instead what I want you to do, if 10 minutes in the morning isn't working, what that's showing you is that there's too much distraction. So for everybody that's got a lot on their plate, I'm dyslexic and have ADD. I don't like to tether myself to identities, but I also think it speaks into the fact that I run a business and I do a lot in my life. And I've had to learn a lot of systems to support me in staying on track. And also as a creative, I love ideas and words. And so I've had to learn how to speak in a way that's very succinct, especially when working with males or directing my team, so time block, set timers for everything. Pomodoro is a great app. And give yourself time. Remember Parkinson's law, you will take the amount of time that you allot to each thing that you do. And then really look at where you are inundated and where you're putting too much on your plate. And what I get just intuitively, Angela, is you need a full-on mind dump. You need to organize all the things that you have going on, put them in columns of personal, business, 1-year goal, 3 months, and then really look at, and in a given day, guys, we really only need to do 3 to 5 things to move our life forward, right? 3 things in business, 2 things in personal that we really must do. And really think about it. If you were sick and something happened and you weren't able to do whatever, it would be like, what would be the bare minimum that I would need to get done today in order to move things forward? Do those first. It's a great book called Eat the Frog. Talks about doing the thing you don't want to do first so you get it out of the way. That's why I work out first thing in the morning. You guys all think that yes, I love the feeling, but my mind will talk me out of it. That's why I go at the crack of dawn. And then I don't even know what I did anymore because then I'm done. Okay. I think more could be, but don't want to be too much. Really, it's enough to help me be. So, Amy, what I see here more than anything is this is about worthiness around money. So, really look, there's a whole money story there. And so, there's a whole money story. So that's a whole other thing I'm not going to get into today, but God says it's not that you ask for too much, it's that you ask for too little. And good people are meant to have money so they can do more with it. But you got a whole, like energetically, like we could just keep going back generations. If you really want to break that, then you need to be in the worth and know that money is love. And it's a circulatory, it's energy. And when I went in to heal my money story, like I got shown very clear a pyramid of like God, love, and money. It's all one and the same. It's an energy and it's a relationship. And so saying that you don't need it, or feeling bad about wanting more, that's about worth. That has nothing to do. So in order for increase to come in, then that has to happen with you. That's a relationship with you. Again, guys, these are all things that we dive deeper on in our programs. Okay, wait. So I want to make sure I really want to make sure I get to your framework here. So we only got to decision. Oh my God. All right, I'm going. 2. Why am I acting like we're in the football game? 2 is embody. So in the next level you framework, the 3-step framework to shift your identity is around embodiment. Embodiment. Why embody? This is all I talk about because I am like the reinvention queen. That's like literally what I'm so committed to. is helping you to reinvent yourself and to get out of needing permission from somebody else and to stop living into identities that are hurting you instead of serving you. I guarantee most of the stories that you tell yourself that are keeping you stuck are because there's stories telling you that you're stuck and that you're not enough. And they're really caught up in the human consciousness of needing to know the how instead of following the joy on your heart and what you're being called to. So embody is your identity creates your reality, right? So it's not about what you want, it's about who you're being. So you are going to attract in based off of the vibration that you carry, off of who you're being, right? It's so you could sit there and go, but I really wanted this. Yeah, but are you being that? See, we can't actually manifest something that we're not being. We manifest a vibrational match to what we are doing and thinking right now. In this moment, what you are doing and thinking right now is what you will attract to you. It is not the desire in your heart. It's not your big vision, because it's what you're a vibrational match to. So if you're sitting there and you're like, but I'm affirming each day and I was doing this, but your actual vibrational energy and who you are being is a woman that's not in her worth and is in lack and frustration, then that's what you will get coming back to you. The universe, so I shared this when I got asked, Melissa, what you often refer to God and the universe, but you say they're two different things. I'm like, because yes, that's how it is to me. God is an omniscient power and an ever-loving, unconditionally loving source that has created worlds upon worlds. I can't even fathom, but I know that that source energy is always here for me, and I don't even know in what ways it is all working and supporting me. And it does know the desires on my heart and what is here, and unconditionally loving, never withholding, nothing. The universe is, by law, universal principles and energies that respond to frequency, vibration based on who you be. So the universe is only responding to you. It does not decipher between, but the universe isn't sitting there going, but you know what? I know the dominant feeling she has is she's afraid this isn't going to work. And I know that she really wants it to work. It's going, so let's give her that. No, the universe is going, her dominant feeling that we are picking up on energetically is she's coming from lack and fear. Therefore, it's actually going to block. She can't get what she's saying she wants because her dominant feeling is the opposite. So the universe does not decipher between, well, I think Kristen really wants this. No, that's spirit. The universe is simply a series of laws based off of vibration, frequency, and energy. And this is why I teach them separately and also help you to understand them and how to apply them to your life so that you can manifest more quickly and actually reprogram your mind. This is why in my programs and in Reinvention Limitless Academy, we do reprogramming the mind, shifting your identity, while spiritual nutrition and cellular healing, right? Really getting you connected back to the body, understanding the actual science of how we're speaking to ourselves, energy, frequency, and we're then creating through embodying who we be. So right now in the chat, who is the woman you desire to be? And how can you be her today? Who is the woman that you desire to be? And how can you be her today? Share. Let me know. Who do you want to be? How is she different than you now? And what is one thing that you can do that's like her today? Is it you're going to go for that workout? Is it that you're going to go and get some food at Sunday and you're going to follow my top 10 Sunday tips here in my Next Level You, if you missed it in the playlist, right? On how to set yourself up for success? Are you going to get rid of clothes that don't align with you anymore? Are you going to have that conversation that you've been putting off? Are you going to send that email? Are you going to book that trip? Are you going to forgive somebody? Are you going to let go of an old story? Are you going to decide? What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? So important. And step 3 in this framework, and then we're going to go into an activation. I have so much good stuff. Is in order for the next level woman right? The limitless woman to appear, this next level you, these 3 shifts in this framework, we first decided. Second, you have to embody. Nothing can come to you if you're not being. I am so over everyone. I don't want you guys, I say this to my women in Limitless Academy all the time. I don't want you just ingesting more content. It is one, it's exhausting because you're actually telling your mind, but we're doing all this work and nothing's changing. You're only living in concept. You're not living in an embodied state. I would rather, and I tell them all the time, I would rather they not even just do the worksheet, right? We do these live calls. We have our live calls on Monday and they get a handout. I would rather they spend time doing the handout and each day living in the embodied state than just conceptualizing. We don't need to just take in more information. We need to start living it. And you live it by being it, by asking yourself just what I asked you in this last prompt. Who is the woman you desire to be or decide to be today? And how can you be her today? Start to think like her, dress like her, talk like her. What time is she getting up in the morning? Is she making excuses? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. I think she's pretty happy. Why would you put off happiness? You can be happy now. Why would you put off confidence, right? What we talked about yesterday. Why are you waiting to buy clothes until you're going to put off joy until you're going to beat yourself up? I can't because I'm fat. Like, it's like, really look at the messages we're saying to ourselves. I'm not even going to take time to like worry about my appearance today. It's like, why? Like, why wouldn't you? Well, like, you would, if you had a daughter, wouldn't you dress her? Right? Like, wouldn't you put her in beautiful clothes if you were like, like, are you going to be like, oh, we're not even going to wash her face and it's okay if she's got food all over her and we're just going to leave her there because it doesn't matter. It's like, really look at how you're living and relating to yourself. Or are you simply just not relating to yourself at all? Are you not even looking at yourself in the mirror? So step 3 is receive. Receive. Oh God, guys, this is so underrated, but receiving is the key to abundance. Receiving is the key to operating from your feminine. That is getting out of, even when I say it, I just like melt into it. That's the feminine energy. That is like receiving is like, that's the queen, that's the empress. That's just like, I just receive. I receive compliments. I don't need to tell you something nice because you just said something nice to me. And I don't need to deflect it and put myself down. Like, what is that, guys? I don't need to say I'm sorry for no reason. I don't need to beat myself up. I don't need to give you money because you offered to buy me a coffee. I can be okay with you taking me to dinner. I can be okay with receiving a gift, a compliment, a timeout, whatever. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to receive. Ease and overflow come when you open to receive without needing to control the how or the when. I need to say it to my ladies in the back, all my controllers here, but I need to know how, especially the dieters in here. We love a plan. I can't say I'm a dieter, but I'm a recovering chronic dieter. Loved a plan, had to have the control. It wasn't safe to let go of control. Well, who was going to do all the things that the warrior me needed to do? I needed to be strong. So exhausting. Does anybody relate? So exhausting. You know what strong is? Being in your feminine, asking for help, delegating, being, not over-promising, not yesing things when you don't want to. And also not just saying no because you need to be in control and you don't know what that will be, so you're just going to stay in the no zone all the time, or you're always going to be by yourself or self-reliant. Ease and overflow come when you open to receive without needing to control the how or the when. The prompt here, and I want to hear from you. Where can you surrender control? Each one of you No, there is an area, as I was talking, where you know you are gripping so tight with control, where you won't let go to let life meet you. Where can you surrender control and open to receive more today? Where can you surrender control and open to receive more today? Often, when we are gripping at control, it's because we learned early on. We went into this and I taught, I think we did 2 different modules in Limitless around speaking into the avoidant attachment, the visibility wound of the woman that is the strong one, the warrior, always has it together, always in control, doesn't need other people. The one in her family where everyone's always like, she's got this, she's got this. And also, as you resent it, you regret it. But early on, you learned that you had to be self-reliant, that somewhere along the lines, you weren't celebrated for being you weren't accepted, and it didn't feel safe. In fact, you got hurt. So your subconscious created an identity that would serve you, or so it thought, where you didn't need other people. You were noted as the strong one, the super independent, the self-reliant, the warrior, and in essence, you always wanted to keep control. But it's exhausting. You didn't really want it. And you got really annoyed that people just always assume that you've got it. But you also have a really hard time asking for help. And you don't want to appear weak. And you often view being in the feminine as weak. And what if they really see me and they don't accept me? It all goes back to a core visibility wound. I went deep in this in Limitless Academy, and we have an entire guide that they go through where they can actually heal this within themselves that I created. But this is a huge one that I see, especially with the women that come to me that not only want to feel more confident and often will be struggling with weight too, because they're not allowing themselves the joy and the ease. And so the food ends up becoming the joy and the ease, even though they want to release weight, but it's also a realm for them to complete control, right? They can stay in control because it's the drama of the always wanting to lose, but they're so exhausted because they take care of everybody else. And this is their only point of joy. And so it's a hard one. And then they get really annoyed, but then they actually get so much from being the strong one that they don't also want to let it go. See, we always get something, even when we want something to change within us. Who can relate to what I just said? I feel like it's like light bulb, light bulb, light bulb is all I'm seeing. Oh my God, there's so much I missed in the chat. Okay. Brilliantly put. The worthy one just keeps showing up. Yes, I want to be fearless and always positive. Claim it now, Gina. You don't want to be. Remember, we don't want to say I want to be. That's saying that you're not that. Remember, your words are casting spells. It's you now. Clothes are going to go. I just brought a whole bunch. I brought some to be consigned and some to Goodwill. I'm actually doing more later today because I'm done. I desire to have my ideal silhouette and a body that is vibrant, healthy, flexible, and agile. To be fully aligned, decisive, and productive. Great. Make that your statement that you write every day, and then match it with a visualization and get the emotional feeling state behind it. Kristen, beautiful. I'm going to start getting rid of stuff. Started with clothes. I have too much stuff, especially clothes. Great. So when you get rid of things, remember the universe abhors a vacuum. So once you get rid of, get clear on what you want to call in. What are the clothes that you want to call in? What's there? And trust that what you're getting rid of, you're going to get an upgrade in return. I agree, Julie. Great. So guys, put a plan to it. We don't just want, I want to, I'm going to start. Notice your verbiage. Stop putting it off in the future. It's done. I got rid of clothes. It's done. I'm doing it today. It's getting done. This is pick a date when it's done. Please say that again, ease and overflow. I think I repeated it, right? Let me know. I was having this conversation with myself. I literally said, if I don't do it, then I have to rely on someone else who is unreliable. That's just a story. And that's a story in your head that if you don't do it, the other person's unreliable. It doesn't mean that they won't be unreliable, but in order for any paradigm to shift in your reality, you have to stop controlling all the chess pieces and give people an opportunity to show up and actually become reliable. And in order to do that, the best way to do that is not to put them down, but to actually see them being the highest and best version of themselves. So I always see everybody in front of me as the whole healed, most epic version of who they are. I don't buy into their limitations. I don't care if they're a friend, a family member, a stranger, any one of you guys. Like I believe, I mean, that's the thing that my clients say, Melissa, you believed in me until I believed in myself. That is the greatest gift I could ever give anybody. And that's what I give my clients. And so don't buy into people's limitations. Don't dim your light to lower to their vibration. That's me. I'm a control freak and self-reliant. Very hard for me to receive. Yeah, and that's so when it's hard for us to receive, it means you're not in your feminine, and it also means that you're not aligned with your worth because you don't actually feel that you're valuable. And that's a worth conversation. Ladies, if you're not in Limitless, you got to join. So this is what we do. I'm going to ask for more help and be able to. So guys, take all this. I'm going to. I love that you're saying that here, but from today, so how we would state this, from today forward, I ask for help and it's okay to say no. Saying no when it doesn't serve me is the greatest gift I can give myself. Learning to accept help. So Gina, I love to accept help. And so I love to accept help. I love when people help me. I feel so loved and supported when people help me. And trust me, the universe will have so much help coming your way that you'll be like, oh my gosh, Gina, you're doing so good. I know, girl, because you got into Limitless. All right. Heather, if you have a question, let me know. I think I answered your question. But if you have another question, I see your hand raised. So guys, I want you, where can you surrender control and open to receive more today? So write these down. This is what you have to write down. Anchor these shifts. Decide, embody, receive. This is the energetic strategy that quantum leaps your life. Decide, embody, receive. Decide, embody, receive. Decide, embody, receive. Decide, embody, receive. Say it with me. That's what has to happen. Do you guys have questions about that? I'm looking. Decide, embody, receive. Yes, Dina. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Let's do this activation. Wait, where'd we go? Where'd we go? Where'd it go? Okay. All right, guys. I want you guys to close your eyes. You know I'm going to have you place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in, eyes closed for an inward experience. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to see yourself. You are sitting in a ballroom. And you're just sitting in a chair. And now this room is filled with people. And all of a sudden, everyone gets quiet. And they turn around and stare. It's like a Cinderella moment. And it's you. the woman that you desire to be, the woman that you've always felt within you. See her clearly. Everyone's looking. She's radiant. They're wondering who she is. And you see her. How does she feel? What you see, how does she feel? You're watching her first as a movie. How does she move through her day? How does she speak to herself? How's she moving through this room? How does she carry herself? What is she wearing? Take in any details. Is she happy, light, sexy, confident, healthy and vibrant? And how does she receive her desires? How does she receive compliments and gifts? Just breathe her in. Feel her energy. Feel her energy infuse your entire being. Feel your cells shifting. Feel your vibration rising, because she is you. She's already in you right now. Take a deep breath in. Breathe her in. And repeat after me. I am her now. I choose this now. I embody this now. I am her now. I live this now. I feel it in my cells and in my body. And take a deep breath in, gently press on your heart. Let it anchor in. Just take a moment to integrate. And when you're ready, come back and open your eyes and just share in the comments, in the chat, how that felt, what you saw. See, love, I wasn't always this woman who wakes up and hugs herself and just tells myself how beautiful I am, who truly is in a love affair, who's taking myself on the greatest date to Italy. I used to think I had to hustle to prove. I had to push to be worthy of what I desired. I thought hard work was what was required. And you can definitely be successful with hard work. And that hard work left me with burnout and getting cancer and really sitting there going, wow, I built something that I'm proud of, but I didn't build it with a full intention and clarity. I built it by default and by listening to what other people told me. Even though, yes, I started my own business, I didn't have the clarity. And that's what really had me start and teach our reinvention program, which is identity meets purpose. But everything shifted when I realized that my identity, my stories, the energy that I carry, my inner conversations were what I was experiencing at all times. That it was the way I talked to myself. That the only limits that existed were the ones that I was telling. That the only difference between me and people that were having massive success and so much love and happiness was because they claimed it, was because they decided, was because they knew they were worthy of it. Even if they didn't know, they still acted in accordance. And they said, well, somewhere, this is what I will have because this is what I want. They didn't lower what they wanted because they said, well, that's not for me. Well, how would that happen? And I spent years caught in the how and letting other people tell me until I became whole. And I learned I get to release the rules, the limitations, the stories that aren't serving me, that I can shift my identity right now, right in this moment. And that the most fun that I ever had in my life and the most success and the most joy and the most ease when I was most myself. But I allowed myself to shift into my dream identity. This fashionista living in New York City, small town girl, didn't know anything, living her dream as a fashion designer and allowing everything to then just line up, coming back into optimal health, releasing the dieter, letting myself have fun and meet people and not getting so caught in the trying to be my best self, trying to figure life out, or limiting myself. And this is why I created Limitless Academy. Because I never wanted another woman to struggle. I wanted them in community and to know, especially as somebody that was late to the game with law of manifestation, I didn't even know about this stuff until I was like 33. And I sat there and I was like, oh my God, had I known, I spent like 20 years struggling with my body. I would have just changed my story. I would have told myself the story that I wasn't big boned, that I didn't have to have a story lifelong of, hating my thighs and thinking that my entire worth was related to my weight and that, an only way that I could be like, what? And so creating Limitless Academy was being put like on a mission to bring women together, to guide them, to step into their power, their truth, and to know that their next level life, every single day that they get to be that and they get to claim it and live their most extraordinary lives now. It doesn't have to take 10 years. They don't need to go to therapy. They don't need to take forever and tell them everything that I spent, I would say at this point, $500,000 studying in masterminds, trainings, all the things to learn how to do that. And so that's why if today's activation really resonated, and for those of you that aren't in Limitless Academy or in a container with me and you're ready to continue this journey and want to be in support and accountability, not just today, but every day, then come join Limitless Academy. And I've made it so simple. It's literally, you can join for it. It's less than going out to dinner, right? It's for $66 for your first month to be part of this activation. And inside you get powerful weekly live trainings like this one with me, where you get to tell me the things that you need. Hot seat coaching, daily Voxer, like literally a life coach, intuitive, nutritionist, master hypnotherapist, transformational coach, 20 years in this space in your back pocket, 24/5, to ask me anything and actually get a response. Guys, I'm paid $1,000 an hour. You get the entire vault of my most potent teachings with handouts, workbooks, activations, rituals, meditations, and my 8-week Limitless Body program that's in there. That's $497 on its own outside of, that's just included all of this, plus so much more for only $66. And this is what will anchor you into your next level identity daily with ease and flow. It's being in community. It's having people and a guide, a mentor that can actually align you and bring you out of getting caught in your own ego and your own stories, that can remind you of, hey, this is who you came here to be. No, you're not going backwards, and can pull you out. This is why having coaches and guides is why I became a coach. I didn't want to become a therapist. I didn't understand why you would go in and have a breakthrough or just talk about your past and then be like, see you in 2 weeks. And then there's no interaction in between, which is why we created the in real time walkie-talkie app where you get guidance. And whether it's prompts or hearing the other women or myself, but I answer. I literally can come back and get you out of something in a moment. And that's priceless. I can't even, yeah, it's unbelievable. I would love to have this myself. And because you're here live today and you're in this challenge, this is why we're doing this. It's $66. Even when we put a sale before, we've never done a sale this low. This will go away. It's 48 hours. I'm going to put the link in here for you. Join, and there's no contract. So it's like, if you don't like it, you can leave. Like it's truly for you. And that's why I just want to help as many women as possible. You're going to put glow up in the checkout. Here is the link. And that is Limitless. And obviously you can read the testimonials, you can do all the things, but I think you've gotten enough of a taste of who I am, how I operate, and the women in the community. And if you're in the community, share your experience. But I'm telling you, it's like, that is the point, guys. We have to stop going at life alone. And those of you that are in this self-reliant, I've got this, I don't need. And the other thing that I'm going to say is, I made this so, and I am gonna call you out, and I'm gonna say it. We made it $66. 66. Coffee is like $5 to $6, and that's like a black coffee. I'm not even talking about like lattes. Like, it's kind of crazy. If you got coffee every day this week, there's your membership to upgrade your mind, body, and lifestyle, to be supported, and to actually sit there and tell the universe, hey, I'm serious. I'm done being stuck. I've decided I'm going to my next level, and I'm investing in myself. And I just want to say, and I really want to make this point. I know I did a free challenge. This masterclass is free. Generally, any of our masterclasses, they're paid. I don't know the last time I did just a live. It was probably over a year and a half or 2 years ago, where we didn't have some sort of payment in exchange, because money's energy, and so it's a way to exchange. Right? And I'm in my worth. So generally we do that, but I will tell you, and I had to speak into this the other day. If you are somebody that's always signing up for all the free things, and this is just a loving call out, where it's always, I will get the book, I'll just do the free thing, I'll download the free guide, but I'm going to get this guide and I can do it on my own. How much are you really connected to your worth? Because that is another identity. I'm going to get everything for free and I'll just have to figure it out. That takes not only a long time, but it's really, have you decided that you're really all in? And really look at, what are you telling yourself, that you only deserve things that are free, that you don't deserve like the highest quality and things that, and the support, because everything that we're doing is a declaration. And at every moment of every day, the universe and God, source energy, is giving us an opportunity to self-define based off of who we are saying we want to be. So a self-definition is like, what I mean by that is, if you say I'm committed to my health, and then you sit on your sofa today and you overeat and you say I'm going to start tomorrow, you were just given, you just said this morning, I declare it's my healthy girl era, I'm here, and then you don't do it. The universe gave you an opportunity to self-define. Are you actually in? Because if you're really in, I'm going to take you seriously. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to bring you the resources. I'm going to give you the opportunities. I'm going to give you things like a discount on Limitless so that you can really follow through. So look at that within yourself. That's a powerful one, that those of you that struggle with your worth, where do you feel bad about investing in yourself? And where is it just a story like, oh, I could just read this and I'll figure it out on my own, and I don't need, and I'll watch another YouTube video. I mean, I love YouTube. I have a YouTube. I mean, obviously I'm on YouTube. But really look at that. That's a powerful one. And I have to tell you, I had to look at that within myself, especially after I went from having doing well and then freaking out and losing money and thinking I was going out of business. And then I got caught in this free culture of I can't invest again. I'll figure it all out. It took me so long. I wasted more money, more time, and spent forever spinning than actually changing because I was so caught in fear around money. And the truth was, I was caught in a lack story with myself. And it was one where I was really caught in a lack of worthiness within myself, like I said. So that being said, those are the questions. And I just wanted to say that. So look at that. And this is here for those of you who are ready and who are all in and fully committed and continue doing the last, like we have a few more days of the challenge. I am all in. I've decided I'm here for you every step of the way. And Amy, again, go deeper on your money story here. Go deeper on your money story. There's a lot there that I was getting. And there's so many great books and other things to support you. And yeah. And so, you've got to do what is right for you. All right. And I hope you guys got a lot from today. I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to give you a framework that works. And I really wanted to be able to support you in real time and answer your questions. So thank you so much for being here, for saying yes to yourself. Those of you joining Limitless, just use glow up at checkout. It goes away in 48 hours. And those of you who act now get a special bonus 30-minute one-on-one with me. And that is for the first 3. So I meant to say that. Here is what I want you to remember more than anything. I'm so glad that you said yes to yourself, that you're choosing to rise. And remember that you are the woman who has it all because you decided. And if you haven't yet decided, that's where to start. So I can't wait to welcome you into Limitless and continue this journey with those of you joining. And those of you who want to go even deeper, like I said, I'm sorry, I keep saying 4 spots. We have 3 spots now left in this next round of reinvention. And you will also get to be at our live retreat happening in September in Delray with me. It's so amazing for the women of reinvention. So if that's you, email support or put reinvention below and we will send you an application. That is by application and interview. All right, guys, I cannot wait to welcome those of you into Limitless. Continue on with this journey. Have a beautiful and blessed Sunday. I'm off to brunch and I'm sending you so much love as you step into your limitless life. I love you guys and I'm so grateful for you. Bye. And, oh, sorry, guys. I know I was trying to put this in the chat. I'm going to have to come back in after and put the link below. I'm sorry. I will do that. I will do that for you, Karen. Okay. I can't wait to meet you in Limitless. Bye, honey.